Hello, hello, hello. This is Teresa again. How are you doing this week? I hope you are doing wonderfully. I know my week was pretty good, and I hope yours was as well. Today, what I'm going to talk about is going to be just a little bit different. Still along the same lines of raising your vibration and being happy and what techniques you can use, but I can hear the angry voices of all the women out there and all the emails I'm going to receive for saying this. But one of the things I also teach is about love and relationships. I know a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago now, I used to have a little bit of trouble as far as knowing how to have a relationship, especially romantic relationship with men. And so one of the things is I started seeking answers to all of my questions and trying to get help knowing how to date, how to do life, how to do the relationship thing. And so I did. And once I received that help and got that knowledge, gained those skills, my whole life as far as romantic relationships completely transformed. So much so that now my girlfriends call me and ask me, "Hey Teresa, how do you have this relationship with this guy? He's so nice, he's so great, he even, does things without asking. And you guys make it look so easy. How do you do that?" Or I have friends that call me up and say, "Hey, how do I attract this guy? I really like him. What do I do now?" So I'm able to help people now, since I was able to receive the help myself, which I was grateful for. But one of the biggest things that I find, especially in my romantic life and romantic relationships, is that there is usually one big thing that I can do to help the relationship in general. And I know I'm going to receive lots of calls, get lots of emails. They're going to say, "But how can I do that? He doesn't even do this for me." And believe me, I understand, I get it. I wasn't sure that I completely and fully believed it myself. But I've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years now, and every relationship that I've had has been pretty incredible. And I know that's hard to understand, hard to hear, but having a relationship, especially a romantic relationship, is a skill. And it can be learned, it can be acquired, and so you don't need to worry out there. It can be pretty doable, as well as this whole life thing, which can sometimes be kind of hard. And I completely and totally understand that. I'm working on my stuff every day, making it better. But I felt compelled to want to get this information out there since I was taught it, and I felt like nobody was really teaching it, nobody had it out there, it wasn't accessible. So in my intuitive healing and energy work, I also do a lot with love and relationships. And so I wanted to give you the number one tip, other than loving yourself first and being able to have a relationship with yourself, which is probably the most important thing. The other thing that's really top of my list anyway, is when having a romantic relationship with somebody, give your man what he wants when he wants it. And I know I can hear all of your wrath out there and be like, what are you saying? It's crazy. And I know I thought the same thing myself as well. But I can tell you, since I have been doing that, it's one thing that actually really can transform any relationship. It's not the only thing that I do. There are many things that I do, and those will come. I'll teach those in videos as well. But understand that I'm not talking here about, like if he calls you up the same day to cancel, saying he wants to do something else, then that's not what I'm talking about here. If he's doing that, then dump him. Because he obviously doesn't want to be with you that much. He, unless it's an incredible emergency, family emergency, somebody's in the hospital, maybe work, depending on what he does, I can see that. But for any other reason, no. I don't put up with it in my relationships, and I hope that you wouldn't either. But when I say to give your man what he wants when he wants it, is what I'm actually talking about are the situations when say that you've been planning to go to the movies for a couple weeks, or you've been planning a night out that week, but his friends call him up and there's this incredible, amazing concert that he gets to go to, or his friends want to go fishing for the weekend. If it's not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not talking about the disappointment that you feel because you were looking forward to that day, or that you really wanted to see him, that's something different. That's you. That's what you feel. And I will cover that in a completely different video because that's big as well. But what I'm talking about here is if it's something that he really wants to do and it's going to make him happy and it's not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, then let him do it. And I know all of you are thinking, what, Teresa, are you crazy? And the answer is probably a little. But there are three things when you have a relationship. There are three entities in a relationship. There's you on the one hand, there's him on the other, and the third thing is the relationship itself. And I know it can sometimes be really hard to step into your higher self, step back from the situation and be like, okay, I know what I'm feeling here, but let me take that out of the equation. If I am looking at the relationship as a whole, what is the best thing for the relationship? And one of the things that I found is that when you let a man do what he wants, he is happier, and in return, he is willing to do more things to make you happy. And that's the goal here, is for both people to be going along side by side. You're an individual, he's an individual, and then the relationship as a whole. And all of it comes together so that it can create one healthy and incredible relationship. And the happier you are in your love life, the happier you are in life in general, in all the areas that life encompasses, then the higher your vibration is in general. And that's what I'm talking about here, is in this one scenario, giving a man what he wants when he wants it. If it doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, and it's going to be better for the relationship as a whole and makes you both happy in the long run, I'm talking the long term here, then it's worth it. Believe me, and I know it's hard to believe, but since I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now, and that's what I do in my relationships, I come out with the best guys. Like, they're so sweet and so generous and so amazing. And I'm not saying that they don't have their flaws. They do. Everybody has their flaws, including me. But it is one thing that I have noticed in doing romantic relationships that actually does help, and it can transform things that have been stagnant for a while, or especially if he's not expecting you to be like, oh honey, you know, you should really go do that thing this weekend. I know we were going to go to that concert, but we can do that any old time. Why don't you go do what you want to do? And one of the things I do when he's doing what he wants to do, I take myself out on my own date, doing exactly what I want to do for me, and that way we're both even more happy. And then he can come back and be so excited and so in his little boy light up mode, which I love, and tell me every single detail about what he did that day. And it actually makes me happy just seeing him that lit up. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm really talking about, is being happy and being able to, in yourself, and being able to make your partner happy as well. and I know that I'm going to get a lot of comments on this video, and that's okay. I welcome comments, negative or positive. So if you feel so inspired, you can email me, you can put a comment down below, and I'm more than happy to see them and read them and listen and even respond. So that's the lesson for this week, and I thank you for being here today. I thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.